Get ready with me to go on a first date as a single mom to a 2.5-year-old.
Fuck it. Going all the way.
I feel like I'm about to throw up. I actually tried to cancel this date and I'm happy that I didn't, but I'm nervous. Dating has been such a hit or miss as a mom. And if you are a single parent trying to date, please don't listen to people on the internet, because the men on the internet have told me that I'm gonna be alone forever and that I'm just for recreational use. I've had a really hard time with people wasting my time and not being intentional, and then me ending up liking them more than they like me. And I feel like I saw a video a while ago that said that the most successful relationships is when the man likes the woman more.
That's correct.
I agree. I'm nervous because
No, that's incorrect. Excuse me.
Actually likes me. I tried to cancel this date because I'm like, dating is not my priority. He convinced me. I feel like I've always like chased people who don't actually like me, but just like either the idea of me or how I look. Or so after I like actually thought about it, I really need to give somebody a chance who actually wants to get to know me. He follows me on Instagram too, so I know he's gonna see this. The dating scene is just literally garbage. I've been heartbroken so many times that it actually forced me to start loving myself more than I love the idea of getting married. So I went from being like super anxious attachment, high strung, head over heels for somebody, and now I'm like, if you breathe weird, I'll cut you off. But I'm trying to find a healthy balance to be in a space to meet somebody and develop a connection with them. It is harder, especially now that I'm in school. I don't have it in me to explain to somebody that I'm not texting them back because I finally get like an hour to do my nails or something. But I'm taking my friend's advice and actually dating outside of my type. Actually downloaded Hinge for a little bit. I'm putting myself in timeout for that. Whenever I would be like, oh, he's cute, and they're all the same. My distaste for men was getting so strong that I was about to start dating women. My son is staying with my parents tonight. For our date, we're supposed to be going to dinner and Topgolf. I love to do an activity. I think it definitely breaks the ice. Some qualities that I look for in somebody that I will even say yes to a date with is extreme self-discipline in the gym, work, whatever manifests like in their life. I need to see a level of self-discipline, communication, and comprehension skills. Can't do the over-explaining. I have a child. I don't want to baby you. Men on the internet have literally always told me that I need to have boundaries and standards of 0 since I'm a single mom. Major things that I love is when somebody adores me. I'm a Leo. Becoming a mother definitely forced me to raise my standards. I have to think about the male figure that my son is gonna have around. Will this man respect my son and treat him like his own? And nobody will be.
So let's get this straight. She knows she has a type, admits her type has never changed, and yet she's still shocked when she ends up in the same kind of situationships over and over again. That's the modern dating loop in a nutshell. Before we dive in, drop a comment. Are modern men more delusional? Or is it the ladies? Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what we expose next. Now, she says she's trying to date outside her usual type, but in the same breath, she's talking about how she always ends up liking guys who don't like her back. That right there is one of the biggest contradictions in dating culture today. A lot of people say they want something different, but what they feel attracted to never actually changes. It's not a lack of options, it's a lack of discipline in attraction. And here's where it gets interesting. When a man likes her more, she gets bored. When she likes him more, suddenly he becomes the challenge. We hear it every day. He's too available. He texts too much. I lost interest. But flip it around, and she dropped everything to text the guy who gives her nothing back. That's not romance. That's dopamine addiction. Women say they want men who communicate, who care, who check in. But the truth, they don't respect the man who chases. They respect the man who's scarce. The same energy she withholds from the nice guy magically appears for the guy who brings chaos into her life. So when she says, I'm a single mom, he needs to realize this. That's not just a statement, it's a filter, meaning she's already assigning responsibility before compatibility. And that's where many modern daters go wrong. They start relationships expecting emotional compensation, not connection. She says she's too busy to text back, but we all know what that really means. Everyone's busy, but we make time for what we want. The sad truth? The man she calls clingy probably just showed effort, and the man who ignores her, he's getting all her attention. This right here isn't just about one woman. It's the dating paradox in 4K. People say they want love, but chase the exact kind of chaos that keeps them single. Let's see how this date plays out. Something tells me this experiment outside her type might not go the way she imagined.
To heartbreak. Like if something doesn't work out, I'm like, okay, whatever, bye. I used to be a certified crash out, so that is very unlike me. It happens so many times and you finally just realize like, okay, if it doesn't work out, that's just not the person for me. It is what it is. I hope one day I get that spark back. Hey, let me go get dressed. Hey, final look. I got my jewelry, my earrings, ring from TikTok shop, Coach bag, Puma Speed Cats, baddie, casual. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, I have a dating update for you guys. So if you have kept up with my series, I went on a first date last week. I posted like a get ready with me for the date. Then I posted an update that everything went well and I liked him and we were gonna continue speaking. Well, he is now blocked and it's been 1 week. I don't even know where to start. So buckle up, I guess. So I'm a 28-year-old single mom. I'm a full-time student and I work several jobs. So I'm extremely busy. He's 26 years old. All he does is work and go to the gym, which there's nothing wrong with, but just context. Our date was literally last Friday. Like, that was just a week ago. He was asking when he could see me again. I was like, well, maybe like one day this week I can have my mom pick my son up from daycare. We can go do something. It ended up raining. I was in my luteal phase. I had 2 exams last week. Like, I was just very, very overwhelmed. So I let him know. I was like, hey, like, I don't think it's going to work out. I just have so much to do and I can't really have any time doing anything else. His response to that was asking me if I have time to get to know somebody. And I was honest with him. I said, not really, but you have a lot of the traits that I'm looking for, so I'm willing to make time. But I just have exams this week, and so I'm overwhelmed. The first thing that I noticed from this interaction was that he over communicates, and I really don't like that. I feel like there's a healthy balance. Like, why are you sending me paragraphs? Like, because he was still following those up with like paragraphs about how he wants to get to know me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
You don't
like,
really like him.
We've been on one date. Like this was literally like 2 days after our first date. Then literally the next day. The next day he asked if we could talk on the phone. I was like, yeah, sure. But then Maverick started having a rough time. He was screaming. I could like, there was just a lot going on over here.
Maverick.
So I was like, hey, like, I'm not gonna be able to talk on the phone today. I'm sorry. Same thing again. Are you gonna have time for this? And I was like,
see, this is where it always gets ironic. She says she wants a man who communicates, who shows interest, who's emotionally available. But the moment she gets that guy, suddenly he's doing too much. It's wild how effort turns into a red flag when it's coming from the wrong man. Now she's calling him out for writing paragraphs, trying to talk, trying to connect. But here's the thing. When a woman is truly into someone, those long messages don't feel like paragraphs. They feel like poetry. The difference isn't what he's saying, it's who he is to her. And that's the part a lot of men struggle to accept. You can't convince your way into someone's attraction. You can't text your way into chemistry. If she wanted to talk, she'd find those 5 minutes even between feeding her baby, working, or running errands. Because people make time for excitement, not obligation. She says she's too busy. But let's be real. What she's really saying is, you don't spark that fire. It's not about time, it's about priority. And the craziest part, the very qualities that would make a healthy relationship, communication, effort, emotional openness, are now the things that get labeled as clingy or too much. Meanwhile, the guy who ignores her, the one who doesn't care if she texts back, that's the one she's thinking about before bed. That's the paradox of modern dating. People crave connection, but they chase disinterest. They want love that feels safe, but only respect what feels uncertain. So when you find yourself in a situation like this, where she's already pulling back, already making excuses, take it as your cue to step away with your dignity intact. You can't force your way into someone's world if they've already decided you don't fit the story they're telling themselves. Bottom line, if she's not matching your energy, stop auditioning for her attention. Sometimes walking away is the only message worth sending.
and then he was like, oh, no, wait, that's not what I meant. I said, okay, and pushed it to the side.
Too much explaining.
The next day, he asked when he's going to see me, all this. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this, right? There's nothing wrong with this. I'm just busy. I was at work.
She shouldn't be
when
dating.
He asked me this. And another paragraph. Like, this is now the 3rd day in a row you've been sending me paragraphs about getting to know each other. You're not even trying to get to know me. You're trying to see if I'm trying to get to know you. Like, I'm about to pull up the messages so I can have receipts. But like, mind you, it's not even been a week since our first date at this point. So I was kind of turned off. Like 3 days in a row and you're sending me paragraphs. I don't have time for shit like that. Like, I'm not interested in that at all. Cause why are you sending me paragraphs? I'm gonna read y'all the exact message. He said, I'm curious with being as busy as you are and being overwhelmed and stressed. Are you ready for this? And by that, I mean ready to get to know each other, go on dates, and allow things to go forward at a slow pace, blah, blah, blah. It was another paragraph after that. The third day in a row of asking me the same thing.
Yeah.
I said, I definitely understand you wanting to have intentional time and not having yours wasted. We've been on just one day. I don't think we need to be having these conversations right now on a daily basis. I think you're a great guy, and from what I've seen, you're very much what I'm looking for. However, because this conversation has now come up for a third day in a row, maybe we don't need to be pursuing anything right now.
There you go.
And he went and reneged on everything. He was like, oh, I read the message, and I tried to unsend it because I knew it was.
See, this right here is what happens when a man operates from a scarcity mindset. He meets one attractive woman, maybe one he feels is out of his league, and suddenly logic goes out the window. He starts trying to force himself into her life, chasing moments she's not offering, and confusing persistence with connection. Let's be honest, if she's a single mom with a newborn, working multiple jobs, going to school, and still trying to hold her life together, that woman doesn't have time. She has priorities. And if you're not one of them, it's not personal. It's just reality. But too many men ignore that truth because they're blinded by scarcity. They think, I finally found a good one. I can't lose her. But the moment you start chasing a woman who has no space for you, you've already lost your leverage. And let's talk about that attraction dynamic for a second. When you're drawn to someone purely because of looks, while ignoring every red flag she just told you, you're not dating a woman. You're chasing validation. She literally told you, I'm busy. I don't have time. That's not a challenge, bro. That's a no. The problem is, a lot of men take a woman's unavailability as something to overcome instead of something to respect. They think more effort will change her mind, when in reality, more effort only confirms she's in control. And once you start waiting around for her schedule, her approval, her free time, you're no longer a potential partner. You're an option. Here's the tough pill. If you have to beg for time, you're already in the wrong place. If she wanted to see you, she'd make it happen. No hoops, no games, no endless maybe next weeks. And yes, maybe this woman is the most attractive one he's ever gotten. That's why he's overcompensating, writing essays, checking in too often, trying to prove his worth. But here's the irony. That same energy that he thinks will win her over is exactly what kills attraction. Because deep down, no woman wants a man who feels lucky to be there. She wants a man who knows she's lucky he showed up. So for the guys listening, being intentional doesn't mean being desperate. It means knowing your value, showing genuine interest without chasing approval, and walking away when energy isn't matched. Because in the end, less really is more. Especially when you already know she's not ready or willing to make space for you.
It wasn't coming off the way I'd intended. How can that come off any other way? For now, the third time. Like, I said, no, I think all of your messages have been clear. I think we should take a step back. He said, I don't think that's the right choice. I'm into you, blah, blah, blah.
Come on, man. Come on,
and I
bro.
said, there's no way these messages could be delivered to change the fact that this is the third time you're sending me paragraphs after I told you I don't have time for conversations like this. If you want to get to know me, you need to relax. But this turned me off so bad. Like, what?
Yep.
Because then, I don't know. I think it's a red flag that, like, you're sending me paragraphs about this stuff, regardless of what it is. I respond to what you're saying, and then you're like, no, wait, no.
Yeah, she didn't ghost you.
You said what you said. Say what you say and mean it. So that just happened this past Thursday. Long day at work. I was stressed out. I had 2 exams to take the next day, so I took my son to my mom's house. And she kept him overnight. That was the first night that I've been able to just like sit, order food, watch a show. I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to talk to him on the phone. So I texted him and just told him that I was like doing an assignment, watching a show, chilling.
Doesn't like you.
And then he said, okay, good night. He texted me the next day, good morning. And I had clients, I had my exams and all that, so I didn't respond right away.
All right, fellas, pay close attention. This is a masterclass in what not to do. Seriously. If you ever find yourself in a situation like this, take notes, because this is textbook. The first time she gives you a hint, anything at all, that she's not that into you, the correct move isn't to double down. It's not to flood her with attention, explanations, or declarations of how intentional you are. The correct move? Step back, live your life, and respect her space. That's it. Here's the thing. The more he chased, the more he laid it all out. Every feeling, every intention, every effort, the more he destroyed any spark that might have existed. Why? Because she's not wired to respond to overeagerness. She wants the thrill of chasing, not the comfort of being chased. She wants intrigue, not clarity. That's the paradox of modern dating that a lot of guys completely miss. She literally wanted a man who pops up occasionally, who keeps a little mystery, who doesn't beg for attention. Instead, he went full transparency on the first date. I like you. I want you. I'm intentional. To him, that's attractive, right? To her, that's boring and overbearing. Attraction isn't built on declarations. It's built on tension, challenge, and value perception. And notice this subtle pattern. Her type is always a guy who isn't fully into her. She doesn't even consciously choose it. She just naturally gravitates toward it. It's the old story of hypergamy in action. She wants the thrill of the chase, the high-value energy, the man who isn't hers yet. And when the guy who's genuinely into her steps up, she recoils. So the takeaway is brutal but necessary. If a woman signals early that she's not feeling it, chasing harder won't win her over. It only confirms she's in control. And you're not the prize she is. In the world of dating, less is almost always more. Step back, protect your energy, and never fight for the attention of someone who doesn't already want it. That's the kind of lesson most men learn the hard way. Hopefully, this clip saved you some time.
Me at like 10 a.m. He was like, hope you have a good day. He said, well, hope you have a good day and good luck on your exam. I think I had tried to text him. Oh yeah, I had tried to text him, but my messages like weren't sending. And he said, that's weird, I haven't gotten anything. And I said, I know, I just told you they haven't sent. Like, I'm being a bitch now because, like, you turned me off.
You are, but you're getting off on it instead of just
So we texted a little bit through the day, and then it got to the point of Saturday. Saturday, I was going over to my friend's house. We weren't talking, like, all day long, but just like a, hey, how are you, blah, blah, blah. So I get to my friend's gathering, and two of my friends have not really heard the updates or anything about the dating saga. So I was telling them about him, and they were like, oh, let me see him, let me see him. So I go to pull up his Instagram, and his Instagram's not pulling up. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. I'm blocked. So he ended up just pulling up his Instagram page, like, from his phone. And I was like, why am I blocked? That's so weird. So I'm thinking before I texted him, I was like, why could he have blocked me? And the only thing that I could think of, so more backstory. The other day, no, not the other day. Was it the other day? It was a couple days ago, a couple days before this entire situation happened. So I've been blocked for a little bit and I didn't even fucking notice. I do social media. It's my main source of income. And I do TikTok live a lot. And I go on live. I talk to women. We have like women conversations about my life, you know, and I don't like when people that I know come in my lives. Especially like we have been on one date, okay? I don't want you to come in my live. And I saw that he came in my live and we were like knee deep into a deep conversation in my live. I continued the conversation and just quietly blocked him. Because the only way to get somebody out of your live is to block them.
Now, do y'all see how wild this sounds? Because it really is. She openly admits on her own live stream, no less, that she blocked this guy. She didn't like his energy, didn't want him around, and hit that block button. And that's her choice, her boundary, her control. Totally fine. But here's the kicker. The moment he does the exact same thing, blocks or unfollows her, suddenly it's petty or insane. Wait, hold on. So setting the same boundary that she set is now a problem. That's mental gymnastics right there. This is what happens when entitlement creeps into modern dating. Some women feel like they get free rein to ghost, block, or leave a man on read because they're just not interested. But when the man mirrors the same behavior, suddenly he's overreacting or toxic. That double standard isn't just frustrating, it's a lesson in human psychology. Think about it. She laughs it off. He blocked me like it's nothing, maybe even a joke. Meanwhile, if the roles are reversed, it's a moral failing. This is exactly the kind of energy that confuses men, leads to overthinking, chasing, and ultimately self-sabotage in dating. The truth, boundaries go both ways. If she can block you, you can block her. If she can walk away, so can you. The moment you bend over backward to prove you're not petty, after she just demonstrated, she has zero problem doing the same. That's when attraction dies, respect erodes, and the cycle of delusion continues. This clip is a perfect mirror of modern dating double standards. Women expect the freedom to control access, while men are shamed for protecting their own energy. And that, my friends, is why knowing when to step back is more important than any amount of messaging, calling, or chasing.
I was still gonna be on live for a little while, so like I couldn't leave off of there and like text him and be like, hey, get off it. Like, I wasn't doing that. He had texted me at that time. He was like, you blocked me? And I was like, yeah, just to get you off of my live, because like I said before, I don't like people that I know in my lives. And he knows that I do social media and that I do all this, and he knew this. And he still came in my live. But I told him why I did it was just to get him off of my live while I was on live at the time, okay? So in return, he went and blocked me on Instagram. So I'm like, that has to be the reason. And so I text him, I'm reading the text. Not you blocked me on IG, you're super petty. I'm not interested in getting to know you any further. Because what? It's not even about being blocked, because clearly I didn't care or notice for the past couple days. But why are we playing petty games?
All right, guys, buckle up, because what we're witnessing here is a textbook display of double standards and ego-driven behavior that would make any man scratch his head. Honestly, it borders on absurdity. She's basically saying, it's fine when I do it, but when he does the same thing, it's a problem. Think about that for a second. To her, this makes perfect sense. Every step of her actions is logical in her mind. But to a man, it sounds completely illogical. That's the disconnect between how genders perceive dating dynamics in a hypermodern, social media-fueled world. Here's the kicker. Instead of setting a clear boundary, this isn't going to work. I wish you the best. Let's leave it at that. She drags him into back-and-forth messaging, turning it into a personal soap opera. And she even uses it as content for her friends or social media, almost like a validation loop. Responding becomes a thrill, a tiny ego boost, not a gesture of respect or clarity. Meanwhile, the guy who she barely likes decides to block her in response, and suddenly, that's petty. That's the moment she flips the script, acting shocked and offended that someone mirrored the exact behavior she just exhibited. It's ironic, it's frustrating, and frankly, it's the kind of illogical reasoning that drives men crazy. This right here illustrates the modern dating paradox. Women can exercise control and boundaries at their discretion, but when men do the same to protect their energy, it's a moral failing in her eyes. And the worst part, this isn't an isolated case. This is happening all over social media, teaching men to chase and women to play games. So the takeaway, don't get dragged into someone else's ego trip. If a woman is inconsistent, petty, or treating you like a tool for entertainment, the only sane move is to preserve your energy and step back. The game isn't about winning approval, it's about knowing when to walk away.
About social media, just because I didn't want, and we've been on one date a week ago. He said, how's it okay for you to do it, but not me too? And it wasn't to be petty. I wanted to know if you'd feel the same way I felt when you did it. You got frustrated, I was asking about it, and I let it go. And when I do it, you don't like it, it's an issue. Don't do something if you have an issue with me doing the same thing. While I do agree with that, yes, we've been on one fucking date. We've been on one date. I do social media for a living, and I explained to you why I blocked you. I didn't just block you randomly. That wasn't a random block. I told him why. It was just to get him off of my live.
This makes sense in her world, though.
I said, I clearly didn't care about having each other on socials because I didn't notice for the past couple days, but we are far too old for these childish games. And he sent me fucking paragraphs. Like, this man loves a fucking paragraph. And to go back and forth, I don't know what this is, but I told you I'm not interested in speaking to you anymore. Like, but basically in the messages he was saying, I like you, I understand if you don't want to continue and why you feel this way. I was just matching your energy. So do you wish to stop talking? I know you're at your friend, so I don't want to blow your phone up. Yeah, he's blowing my phone up with these paragraphs. He said he wants to do it the right way and understands that we had a rocky start, and he apologizes for us getting off to a bad start, and he'd like to do it the right way. He doesn't want to miss an opportunity. He thinks I'm great, blah, blah, blah. He says he wants a healthy relationship with open communication and no toxicity. I said, saying you want a healthy relationship but playing a back and forth game like you're in high school, I absolutely do wish to stop talking. Don't ask again. Goodbye.
Go ahead, baby.
Honestly, the situation made me realize that I really don't have time to date. Like, I could make the time.
There you go.
But I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I am so busy with school. That's my only focus.
There you go.
I hate a man. I hate a man. Are we in high school? Who has time for this back and forth? He said, she said, you did this, so I'm gonna do. Who has time for that? Not me. And also, this is my first time dating outside of my type.
Oh wow, guys, buckle up, because this one's a perfect storm of everything not to do in modern dating. First off, this white guy comes in trying to assert control, trying to explain himself, tell her how he wants things to go, and outline his expectations. And that's fine in theory. Autonomy and communication are important, but context matters. The woman already made it crystal clear. This isn't her type. She's busy. She's juggling a million responsibilities. Every action he took after that, overkill, overbearing, a textbook case of chasing without resonance. And let's be honest, we've all seen this scenario. A man tries too hard. He overcommunicates. He proves his intentions at every turn, and the woman recoils. Why? Because she wants tension, mystery, and a sense that he's valuing his own time and energy as much as he values hers. Now, the hypocrisy is thick here. She blocks him. She's fully within her rights. But the moment he mirrors the behavior, suddenly it's insane, petty, or wrong. This is the classic double standard that trips up so many men. Boundaries exist, but only when convenient. And if the mirror is held up to her, all hell breaks loose. And notice the bigger pattern. She's not his type. She's not even in the space to date someone like him. She's managing war, school, a child, and a social life. Yet he insists on explaining himself, writing paragraphs, trying to win her attention. That's not intentional dating. That's self-sabotage, dressed as effort to take away. If a woman signals early that she's not into it, or that her life is too full, respecting that boundary isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Less is more. Don't chase, don't over-explain, and never let someone else's inconsistency make you compromise your energy. This clip is a perfect encapsulation of modern dating gone sideways. Misaligned intentions, double standards, and ego-driven games. Take notes, protect your energy, and never fall into the trap of trying to force a connection that isn't reciprocated. Now go, comment below, who's more delusional here, the man or the woman? Because this one's a doozy.